You've probably felt it before. A tiny zap from a doorknob. Annoying, weird, harmless, or so it seems. But what if we turned it up? What if we kept increasing the current? From a harmless spark to the kind of electricity that locks your muscles, boils your blood, and can vaporize your skin in under a second. Because that's what current does. And we're going to show you, step by step, exactly what happens to your body as it climbs. From 1 milliamp to a full-blown lightning strike. How electricity actually hurts you. Before we start cranking the current, let's get one thing straight. It's not the volts that kill you, it's the amps. Think of voltage as pressure, like the force pushing water through a hose. But current? Current is the water itself. It's what actually flows through you, and that's what causes the damage. Now, for a shock to happen, electricity needs a path, a way in and a way out. That's called a circuit. When your body completes that circuit, when you're touching something live and grounded at the same time, you become the wire. Electricity flows through you from one point to another. And depending on the current level, that can mean anything from a tiny buzz to full-body destruction. For reference, a phone charger might draw 0.5 amps. A lightning strike? Over 30,000. But here's the thing. Your body can be destroyed by as little as 0.03 amps if it hits the right place, like across your chest. That's why electricians wear rubber gloves. Why water makes shocks more deadly. And why your own skin, normally a decent resistor, becomes a highway for current when it's wet or broken. So now that you know the rules, let's see what happens when we break them. Level 1. The static snap. We start small, around 1 milliamp. It's the first level your body can even detect. And what does it feel like? A little spark. The kind you get from touching a doorknob in winter. The kind that makes your finger jump, but nothing more. It's the hello of the electric world. Polite, brief, harmless. You're carrying a grocery bag. Reach for your car door. Zap. That's this level. Thousands of volts may be behind it, but the current? So low it can't even light a bulb. So fast your nerves barely register it. Still, for a split second, you feel the bite of something invisible. Electricity knocking at the edge of your awareness. Not enough to hurt, but enough to remind you it's there. And here's a weird fact. That snap of static might be up to 30,000 volts, but without the current to carry it, it's like a thunderstorm with no rain. You don't need gloves for this, you don't need fear, but you will flinch. Because even at this level, electricity makes one thing clear. I'm here, and I go deeper. Level 2. The JOLT. We're now at around 5 milliamps. Still small, just a sliver of power. But you feel it, clearly. It's no longer a snap. It's a jolt, sharp, sudden, and enough to make you jerk away. You touch a wire, flip a switch, plug something in wrong, and your fingers jump back on instinct. You didn't decide to move. Your body decided for you. At this level, the current scrapes along your nerves like a hot needle. It's uncomfortable, surprising, but not deep, not lasting. Still, it sends a message loud and clear. Don't do that again. You'll find this kind of current in everyday places. Cheap electronics, faulty power strips, that extension cord you've used for 10 years too long. It's the kind of zap you get from handling something with a cracked plug, or touching a device with a frayed cable while barefoot on a tile floor. On dry skin, it's annoying. But if you're wet, sweaty hands, standing barefoot on concrete, this level can feel like a stinger to the bone. It's not lethal, but it hurts. Enough to make your muscles twitch. Enough to make you drop tools. Enough to teach respect. Because now, electricity is no longer saying, "Hi." It's saying, "Back off." Level 3. The lockdown. We've hit 10 milliamps. Still barely a fraction of an amp. But now your muscles aren't yours anymore. You grab a live wire, and suddenly you can't let go. Your hand clamps down like a vice. Your forearm locks. You feel your fingers digging in, not because you want to, but because your body's been hacked. This is the infamous let go threshold. Below it, you can pull your hand away. Above it, you're stuck, pinned by your own biology. The shock isn't the scariest part, it's the helplessness. Your brain is screaming, "Let go, move, do something," but your hand refuses, because electricity is now in charge. This kind of current hides in places you'd never expect. A broken kitchen appliance with exposed metal, a faulty power strip under your desk, an old lamp with a loose switch. If the current passes through your palm, across your chest, and exits through your opposite hand or foot, you've just completed the circuit. And now, you're part of it. Many fatal electrocutions happen right here. Not from massive power surges, but from small currents that trap the victim long enough to let the damage pile up. Because at 10 milliamps, electricity doesn't just sting. It grabs you, and it doesn't let go. Level 4. The airless panic. 30 milliamps. Still just a thread of current, about the power draw of a small nightlight. But when it enters your body the wrong way, it can take your breath away, literally. You feel it move through you, and then your chest just locks. Your diaphragm, the muscle that pulls air into your lungs, freezes. No inhale, no exhale, just tension. You're wide awake. You know you're not breathing. And the air all around you suddenly feels unreachable. It's like drowning, with your head above water. The scariest part? You're conscious. You know what's happening, and you can't stop it. If the current stops now, you might recover. But every second it continues, your brain gets less oxygen, and you're sliding closer to permanent damage, or worse. You don't need high voltage to get here. All it takes is a cracked hairdryer plugged in near a sink, a frayed extension cord in a damp garage, or standing barefoot on tile while handling a worn-out appliance. 30 milliamps, that's enough. This is why GFCI outlets exist in bathrooms and kitchens. They're designed to shut off at around this level, because your body won't do it for you. You won't scream. You can't call for help. You'll just stand there, trapped, aware, and silent. At this level, electricity doesn't just hurt. It steals your voice, your air, and your time. Level 5. The heart scramble. We've reached 50 milliamps, half of 1/10 of an amp. On paper, it still looks small, but this is the level that can take your heart offline. Your chest might still move, your brain might still be awake, but your heart? It starts twitching, not beating, not pumping, just flinching. This is called ventricular fibrillation, and it's exactly as bad as it sounds. The heart stops being a pump and turns into a panicking bundle of muscle. You collapse, blood stops moving, and without help, like CPR or a defibrillator, you have minutes to live. But here's what makes this level terrifying. You've probably touched things that can deliver more than this. A damaged extension cord, a cracked phone charger, a DIY project with exposed wiring. Even a regular household outlet, 120 volts, is more than enough to drive this current through your chest if it enters the right path. And here's the trap. You might not even see damage on the outside. No smoke, no burns, just a heart quietly short-circuiting on the inside. This is why electricians wear gloves, why GFCI outlets exist, why working wet, even with low voltage, can be lethal, because you don't need a fireball to die from electricity. Sometimes all it takes is a spark that scrambles your heartbeat. Level 6. The internal meltdown. Now we're at 100 milliamps, a tenth of an amp. Still sounds small, right? But at this level, your body isn't just shutting down, it's starting to fail catastrophically. Muscles lock into full body tension. Your lungs, still frozen. Your heart, no rhythm, no pulse. But now even your nerves are beginning to break down. It's not just shock, it's neurological collapse. And here's where it gets ugly. That much current moving through soft tissue, it generates heat inside your body, like microwaving meat from the inside out. Muscle cells begin to cook. Nerve fibers start to fry. Organs suffer damage before you're even unconscious. And this isn't some abstract scenario. Where can you find this kind of current? A power drill draws around 3 to 4 amps, 30 times this much. A basic microwave oven runs on 10 amps. Even a space heater, plugged into a home outlet, can push far more than this. The only reason we survive those? They're insulated, shielded, controlled. But one exposed wire, one broken plug, and this level of current can go straight through your hand and out your chest. And unlike lower levels, there's no second chance here. At 100 milliamps, without immediate intervention, you're not just unconscious, you're done. Level 7. The flesh circuit. We've crossed a threshold. 1 amp. That's 1,000 milliamps. 10 times more than what can stop your heart. And now? Now your body isn't just being hurt by electricity, it's being reshaped by it. At this level, every muscle in your body contracts at maximum force. Not like a workout, like a seizure hard enough to snap bones. Your spine could literally fracture from your own muscle tension. You might be standing 1 second, and on the ground, rigid and broken, the next. But that's not even the worst part. The current is now generating real heat, enough to cause internal burns. Your blood vessels begin to boil. Tissue cooks from the inside out. Nerves die in place, like burnt wires. And here's the chilling truth. Many execution devices, including early electric chairs, were calibrated around 1 to 2 amps. This wasn't accidental. This level doesn't just stop a person, it destroys them. And yet, this kind of current is everywhere. A toaster? Around 9 amps. A hairdryer? 10 to 15. A vacuum cleaner? Same range. But they don't kill you because you're not part of the circuit. At this level, you're not being shocked. You're being rewired. Level 8. The human detonator. 10 amps. 10 times more current than needed to kill you. And now, we're not talking about shutdown. We're talking about obliteration. At this level, electricity doesn't just pass through you, it owns you. Your muscles don't just contract, they tear themselves apart. Tendons snap, bones fracture from within. Your chest might literally rupture as your heart tries to beat against a wall of electrical chaos. And now, the heat generated inside you is catastrophic. Your flesh begins to char. Internal organs start cooking at full boil. If the path of the current hits your head, your brain could begin steaming inside your skull. This isn't death by failure. It's death by destruction. And it happens fast. So fast Sometimes your body doesn't have time to fall before it's already gone still. Where is this kind of current found? Power tools, especially in industrial settings, welding equipment, electrical panels in older buildings, anywhere electricity is flowing without modern safety controls. And it doesn't need to last long. Just a few seconds of this, and the body is left with massive exit wounds where current burned its way out, charred, blackened skin, superheated tissue that smells like burned meat and ozone. This level of current brands you. Sometimes it doesn't kill instantly, but it leaves survivors with nerve damage, amputations, or lifelong burns. At this point, your body is less a person and more a short-circuited machine. Level 9. The arc flash. Inferno. 100 amps. That's over 1,000 times more than what can kill you. And it's not just lethal, it's cataclysmic. At this level, you're not dealing with a shock. You're dealing with an arc flash, a burst of electricity so violent, it turns the air around you into fire. We're talking about 35,000 degrees Celsius, twice the temperature of the sun's surface. It doesn't just burn skin, it vaporizes it. Clothes, gone in an instant. Metal tools, melted into your skin. Even if you're wearing protective gear, it might ignite around you. People caught in arc flash events have been blasted backwards across rooms, disfigured permanently, burned through every layer of clothing, killed by the pressure wave alone, not even the current. And here's the terrifying part. This kind of current exists in real-world workplaces every day. Electrical substations, industrial breaker boxes, high-voltage switchboards. Most of the time, it's sealed, guarded, untouchable. But one mistake, a dropped tool, exposed copper, a moment of forgetfulness, and a human being becomes the fuse. This isn't just death. It's obliteration with force. One instant you're standing there, the next, you're a silhouette burned into a wall. This is why arc flash training exists. This is why electricians wear face shields, fire-resistant suits, and pray the breaker is off. Because if it isn't, this is the level where you don't just get hurt, you disappear. Level 10. The lightning strike. 30,000 amps. That's not a typo. A single lightning bolt delivers more current than an entire suburban neighborhood uses at once. It lasts only a fraction of a second, but in that blink, it can do everything the previous levels did, all at once. Your heart stopped, your nerves fried, your skin vaporized, ignited, or both. Lightning can explode trees just from the water inside boiling too fast. Now imagine what it does to a human body, and yet people do survive it. How? Sometimes the current travels over the skin instead of through it, a rare effect called a flashover. It can save your organs, but leaves behind brutal reminders. Burns in fractal patterns, called Lichtenberg figures, lightning trees permanently etched into the skin. Torn eardrums, blindness, brain damage, memory loss. Your shoes might explode off your feet from the sudden heat inside them. People have been knocked out of their boots, thrown across fields, even launched off rooftops. Some live, some walk away. But they all say the same thing. It felt like being hit by the hand of God. Lightning isn't just electricity. It's electricity with fury, raw, untamed, and completely indifferent to whether you're a tree, a tower, or a person. And while rare, it strikes Earth about 100 times every second, all over the world, all the time. which means at any moment someone is getting hit. So the next time you plug in your phone, flip a light switch, or feel that little zap from static, just remember, it doesn't take much, just the right amount of current at the wrong time. Electricity is everywhere, and when it turns against you, it doesn't need to shout, it just needs to flow. If you found this video shocking in the best way, go ahead and tap that like button. It helps more people discover stuff like this. Want more strange and fascinating science? Subscribe. We've got plenty more coming. Thanks for watching. Stay curious and stay grounded.